Our next speaker, I'm delighted to introduce, is Unmesa Ray. Her presentation is AI that reads accident reports and reveals the science of risk. She's a PhD candidate in civil and environmental engineering, and her research explores how artificial intelligence can be used to understand risk in complex real-world systems by analyzing large collections of construction accident narratives. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Raise your hands if you have been late at least once this week while crossing Maryland Parkway. Now put your hands down if you have ever wondered about these workers on the other side of the orange cones. Yeah, me neither, until I started studying them. While we sit inside our cars, so very frustrated, complaining about the delay, we often don't realize that these workers are not causing it. In fact, that road is their office, where they spend hours in the scorching summer heat just inches away from our bumpers. And that's the construction industry I'm talking about. It employs 2 million employees and almost $2 trillion on new investment every single year. Yet 1 out of 5 workplace deaths in the United States happen within the same industry. Now you may be intrigued, who is keeping track of all these numbers? Do they have more information? Well, the answer is yes. In 1970, workplace fatality rates reached a record high, so much so that President Nixon had to sign the Occupational Safety and Health Act into law, thereby creating OSHA. Now, OSHA mandates recording every serious workplace accident into a form of report, which contains both structured fields as well as a free text narrative, which you see over here. It contains what went wrong, why, and how, basically giving us a gold mine of information. However, in 2024 alone, we saw more than 700,000 of these documents being generated across all industries in America. Naturally, manual review does not scale, and basic keyword searches won't extract hidden patterns. Therefore, standing at the heart of technological revolution, I ask the most obvious question. Can AI help us read each one of these reports? If yes, then where would that lead us to? That's why I built an AI framework, using the same tools that we are so very well acquainted with. They are extremely powerful, but the only challenge is they are trained on generic internet data. So if you ask it a specific question on construction safety, you will get a generic answer. So I decided to give my AI system a brain of its own. I started collecting a lot of past accident data from OSHA and then safety regulation policies. Together, I broke them down into meaningful pieces and converted them into numbers, keeping the semantic meaning preserved. Thereafter, I put them in a vector space, which now acts as the brain that I was talking about. Now, every single time a new case is introduced to my system, it looks back into its brain or the memory bank and retrieves the semantically most relevant cases along with safety policies. So it has all these information to look at the new case alongside with, so it better understands the new accident, interprets that, and extracts structured safety intelligence. The results were pretty interesting. For years, researchers have been heavily invested on structured data analysis because they are powerful. But our research showed that looking at narratives alone, you can extract 3.45 times more safety insights. In fact, our AI system agreed 92% of the times with human researchers. And talking about time, well, a human researcher took almost 300 hours looking at 1,000 accident narratives, whereas our AI system did the same task in 37 minutes, equivalent to your lunch break. Moreover, we often assume that greater the height, higher the risk, but it so turned out that workers at the lower levels were more prone to fall injuries because they simply didn't find it dangerous enough to use fall protection. 1 out of 4 roof falls didn't even have height information embedded in these narratives, which means the severe the accident, the less information we have. And slowly such patterns started to emerge. These patterns are extremely important to be uncovered because in Las Vegas alone, currently we have so many active projects. The one at Maryland Parkway, he can get struck by a vehicle at any given time because he's working in live traffic. The worker on Hard Rock Tower is exposed to great fall from height, and I'm talking about 40 stories. The one working at the athletics ballpark is exposed to trench collapse hazards and excavation hazards. So it's the same city, same regulations, but very distinct risk profiles. Just as scientists look into our DNA structure to understand which combinations of genes will give rise to a disease, we need to read each one of these accident reports to understand what combinations of events, activities, and on-site conditions can make a fatality inevitable. We have always had the data. Now we have a powerful system to make use of them all. Thank you.